A night out, a life altered. What started as a typical evening of laughter and camaraderie would soon turn into a night that changed everything. Sarah Parker, a vibrant young woman of 25, loved her routines. She was the kind of person who found joy in the little things, and her friends cherished her for it. Every Friday she would meet her friends at the Griffin, a cozy pub tucked away on a quiet street corner. It was their sanctuary, a place where they could unwind and share stories from their week. Sarah, with her infectious laugh and warm brown eyes, was the heart of their group. Her presence lit up the room, making everyone feel at ease. On the 17th of November 2023, under a sky streaked with the colors of a setting sun, she left for her usual Friday night ritual. She never came home. The night was filled with laughter, but it ended in silence. The next morning, her flatmate Emily woke with a jolt. Sarah wasn't home. The bed was untouched, and an eerie stillness filled the apartment. Her side of the room was unusually tidy. It was as if she had never been there. Emily, trying to quell the rising panic, called Sarah's phone. Each ring felt like an eternity. It went straight to voicemail. The automated message was a stark reminder of Sarah's absence. A cold dread settled in her stomach. Something was wrong. Emily's mind raced with possibilities, each more terrifying than the last. The abandoned car whispers turned to fears. The sight of the blue Honda Civic, left alone by the serene lake, sent shivers down the spines of those who stumbled upon it. It was as if the car itself was trying to tell a story that no one wanted to hear. Later that day, a call came in to the local police station. The voice on the other end was shaky, filled with a mix of fear and urgency. The officer who answered knew immediately that this was no ordinary call. A car matching the description of Sarah's blue Honda Civic was found abandoned near Derwentwater. The car was empty, and there were no immediate signs of a struggle, but the eerie silence around it spoke volumes. The driver's seat was pushed back unusually far, as if to accommodate someone taller than Sarah. This small detail, seemingly insignificant, hinted at a larger, more sinister story. The discovery sent chills down the spines of the officers. They had seen many things in their careers, but this felt different. There was an unspoken fear that this case would not have a happy ending. This wasn't just a missing person case anymore. The clues, the atmosphere, everything pointed to something far more troubling. The officers knew they had to act quickly. News traveled fast in their close-knit community. Whispers turned into conversations, and soon everyone knew about the abandoned car and the missing girl. The disappearance of a young woman like Sarah, a familiar face at the local bakery and the library, was unheard of. She was well known and well liked, making her sudden absence all the more shocking. The usually tranquil town was shrouded in a blanket of fear and uncertainty. The streets, once bustling with life, now felt empty and foreboding. The question on everyone's lips was the same: where was Sarah Parker? The community, gripped by fear and concern, could only hope for her safe return. Piecing together the puzzle, the investigation. Detective Inspector Davies, a seasoned officer known for his methodical approach, was assigned to the case. He meticulously reviewed the evidence. CCTV footage from the Griffin showed Sarah leaving around 11 p.m., alone. However, footage from a nearby camera, surprisingly, showed her getting into her car with a man. Witness accounts painted a hazy picture. The bartender at the Griffin vaguely remembered Sarah talking to a man with a tattoo on his hand, but couldn't offer any concrete details. The investigation seemed to be hitting dead ends at every turn. The clock was ticking, and the fear for Sarah's safety grew with every passing hour. The shadow of suspicion, Kyle Barnes, and the evidence. A breakthrough came unexpectedly, shaking the very foundation of the investigation. A woman named Mrs. Henderson, who lived near where Sarah's car was found, reported seeing a man running away from the area that night. Her account was detailed and precise, adding a new layer of intrigue to the case. She described him as tall, with a tattoo of a scorpion on his hand. This unique detail was crucial, as it provided a distinctive feature that could be used to identify the suspect. This detail sent a chill down D.I. Davies' spine. The scorpion tattoo was a rare and memorable mark, one that could not be easily overlooked or forgotten. It matched the bartender's description perfectly. The bartender had also mentioned seeing a man with a scorpion tattoo on his hand, frequenting the Griffin pub. The description led the police to Kyle Barnes, a 32-year-old with a history of violence against women. His criminal record was extensive, painting a grim picture of his past. He lived a stone's throw away from the Griffin, a local pub known for its rowdy clientele and late-night brawls. This proximity made him an even more likely suspect. A search warrant for Barnes' flat was issued. The police moved quickly, determined to find any evidence that could link him to Sarah's disappearance. The evidence found was damning. Each piece meticulously collected and catalogued, painting a clear picture of Barnes's involvement. A pair of muddy boots, consistent with footprints found near Sarah's car, lay discarded in the corner. The mud on the boots matched the soil from the crime scene. A blood-stained scarf, later confirmed to be Sarah's, was found hidden under his bed. This piece of evidence was the most incriminating, directly linking Barnes to Sarah. The net was closing in. With each new piece of evidence, the case against Kyle Barnes grew stronger, leaving little doubt about his guilt.